Good morning, YouTube. Hello. Hi. If you're new here, my name is Raven. I am an Ifbb Wellness Pro. I'm a registered nurse and I'm an online coach. And today I'm just going to be talking about advice that I have as an Ifbb Pro for bodybuilders, gym goers. But I would say this is definitely targeted at bodybuilders, especially NPC new competitors. Just some things I have learned, some things I wish I would have known, and things I wish people would have told me before I got into the sport of bodybuilding. So let's get into the video. Dutch Bros is the best. They have the cute Christmas cups. I got a latte this morning. We checked in with Alex. We are growing really good. Weight is stable. I'm doing really good under my new protocol, if you were wondering. So yeah, thriving in that aspect, just growing and just putting on size. So the first thing I want to talk about is coaching. And I feel like I'm very knowledgeable when it comes to the coaching aspect because I have been through my fair share of coaches. And that's not because I'm a coach hopper. That's not because I'm not coachable. It's because you just have to be careful. There's a lot of coaches out here that just want your money. They don't care about you as an athlete. And there's coaches that just care about winning. I mean, I can go on for days, but I want to talk to you guys about red flags, identifying what to look for in a coach, what's important. So, ladies, specifically, our bodies are fragile. Our hormones are very fragile. We have to be careful. It's very important that you keep a menstrual cycle. If you don't have one, it's very important that it's your coach's priority to make sure that you have that menstrual cycle or getting it back. And, you know, if that's not their wheelhouse, if they can't do that, then they need to refer you to a hormonal specialist or someone who's good at functional health and can help you get that cycle back. Because you can't go without a cycle for long periods of time without like extensive long-term damage. Your period is so important. If you're not getting a regular period, your bone density is going to be affected. You're going to get perimenopause symptoms. Your hormones are not going to be optimal. And if you are not optimal, you cannot grow, you cannot get lean, you cannot be healthy, because a women's menstrual cycle is like the most important thing. Like a menstrual cycle equals health. That is very important for your body. You have to have a menstrual cycle. It's not normal for bodybuilders not to get one. It's not normal for it to come and go. Do not let a coach tell you that it is normal to not have a menstrual cycle. That right there is a huge red flag. You need to have a menstrual cycle. I will say, however, in prep, when you're shredded, it can go away, and usually it will. But like after prep is over, you should be booking it to get that cycle back. You want that cycle back. You don't want brittle bones as an old lady. You don't want undetectable estrogen. You don't want to affect your fertility if you want to have kids, because at the end of the day, bodybuilding is what we do, not who we are. And so if you want to have kids, if you want to have a family, if you want to have long-term like health, then you have got to make sure that you have your menstrual cycle, and that should be your coach's priority. They shouldn't be trying to push and slam drugs when there's no menstrual cycle. That is a huge red flag. And so that's something that I wanted to talk about first, because it's just, that's something I see all the time where girls are like, I haven't had a cycle in years. That's not okay. And your coach isn't doing anything about it. That's also not okay. Another thing I want to talk about is training. So bodybuilding and building a physique all comes down to your training regimen, how you train, what exercises you do. A lot of coaches these days will give out cookie cutter BS training, and all their athletes are doing the same training. Like they'll have figure, wellness, bikini, all doing the same split. While there are workouts and movements that every athlete needs to do, like for example, a squat, a leg press, an RDL. Yes, everyone needs to do those movements. But your training program should be individualized to you and your body and your goals and your physique and the criteria. All that 4x50, 4x25, that high rep, high volume, you're doing 10 to 12 exercises, that's not good, because you're not going to be able to recover. And especially women, like we can't recover from that. Like, we're not tiny men, and a lot of coaches treat women like tiny men, and that's a huge red flag. We want to steer clear of that. I love J3U. The way they do training is they figure out what works for your body. They do like a training screening for everyone, and they look at your training before you even start and look at your physique, and they look at what movements work best for you. They do like a movement analysis. It's unreal. I highly recommend J3U to anyone who is looking for a bodybuilding coach. The training is so good, and I have improved so much, and I am building a competitive pro physique. They don't just give you whatever training. They make sure that you're able to do these movements. They make sure the movements work for you, and they make sure that the training you're doing is going to help you fit the criteria for the division that you want. And so it's really important that your training is good and it's not cookie cutter. And I think outsourcing training is fine. There's some coaches that do that, like a jack of all trades kind of coach. I like a coach who can do my training, who can do my hormonal stuff, who can put me in a health phase, who can prep me, bulk me, grow. I need a coach who does it all. I branch out to anyone else. That's not what works for me. I need a one-man stand, and that's what I have with Alex, and I'm extremely grateful. He is very knowledgeable. Training is everything, because that's how you build the physique. You want that upper shelf, that's going to be in your training. You want glute tie-ins, well, that's going to be in your training. You want quads training, hamstrings training, lats training. No drug regimen or diet is going to give you the physique. It is going to be the training. And you need to be doing the training that your coach says. I don't give a crap what all these other girls are doing on Instagram, because that's not you. You don't know what works for them. You don't know what conversations they've had with their coach. You don't know what their check-ins look like weekly. So just because other competitors are doing it on social media or other Ifbb pros are doing it does not mean you need to be doing it, okay? This isn't we don't just copy other people. That's not how it works. Because just because I see some top wellness pros doing those spin machine froggers and they have really nice glutes, that doesn't mean I'm gonna do it if it's not in my training. So yeah, I don't add anything. I don't go behind my coach's back and do extra. I do what is exactly in my plan. And you can't copy your favorite bikini pro, your favorite Olympian, your favorite influencer, because everyone is different, and just because it works for them does not mean it works for you. Another thing that I want to talk about is the importance of growth and the importance of an off season and building muscle and how long it takes. It takes a very long time to build competitive muscle. You can't build muscle overnight. I don't care what protocol you have, what drugs you're running, what you're doing. You're not going to build muscle overnight. Quality, dense muscle tissue takes time. It takes a lot of time to grow muscle tissue. And so you have to be patient. You cannot rush the process. I know that it's exciting to prep and to be on stage, and trust me, I wish that I could compete next year. I do. Why? Because it's fun. I love prep. I love being on stage. It's the best feeling in the world. But I need more muscle tissue. And the reality is that it takes a long freaking time to build quality muscle tissue. Quality takes time. So don't rush it. The stage isn't going anywhere. Bodybuilding is not going extinct. Next year, it's never going extinct, okay? You will always be able to prep. You will always be able to do a show. So I would not rush it. Because if you do rush it just because you want to be lean, or you want to be in prep every year, or you want to do it for the content or for the reach, you're not going to reach the physique goals that you have. Because like I said, like I keep saying, it takes time. And so you can't get wrapped up in social media and staying relevant and staying shredded and competing every year. It doesn't matter if you do or if you don't, but if you want to improve and if you want to get better, then you have to take the time off to grow. You have to. It takes time. I'm going to say this again. I don't care what supplement protocol, what drugs you take or your friends take. It's not going to make the muscle come any faster, because supplementation is just an additive. It's not the whole picture. And so, like I said, the process can't be rushed. Those Olympians that you see on stage with that dense, bubbly, full muscle, they took time to grow that muscle. And yes, genetics do play a factor. It does take a lot of time to build muscle. Yes, genetics do play a role, but you still have to take the time to build muscle. For example, I have great genetics, but I still can't rush the process, or I'm gonna show up on stage looking the same, and who wants to do that? So yeah, don't get caught up on social media, Reddit, the trends. None of that matters. Focus on you and your goals. Coffee break. Another thing I want to talk about is don't let any coach or anyone, any friends pressure you into doing anything that you don't want to do. It's your life, it's your body. At the end of the day, bodybuilding is something that you do. It is not who you are. I'm going to say this again. I'm probably going to say this in this video a million times. Bodybuilding is a part of your life. It is something that you do. It is not who you are. It does not define you. I do not care. At the end of the day, someday that you will stop bodybuilding. So it is not worth your health. It is not worth, if you want to have kids, your fertility. And another big thing, but this is dependent on person, because some people don't care. But for me, it is not worth my femininity. I think too, the judges don't really like that either, to be honest. Like, we're women, we're pretty. They want us to be pretty. And so that's really important, at least to me. I'm not going to let anyone, I don't care what my friends are doing. I don't care what the other pros are doing. I don't care. Nobody can peer pressure me. I'm not going to do anything I don't want to do, because at the end of the day, Raven is not just a bodybuilder. Raven is a human being, and Raven wants to have a family, and she wants to live a long, healthy life. Not willing to speed up the process with insane supplementation. That's just not something that I prefer to do. Some people, however, that's what they like to do, and that's totally fine, but take the time to think about that. Don't just rush into it. Don't let anybody pressure you. If you don't understand what a compound is or what it does, do your research. And if you still don't understand, I'm here. There's a lot of good mentors out there that can give you guidance. I'm a registered nurse and online coach as well, and I have a lot of knowledge when it comes to hormones and peptides. Feel free to reach out to me if you need advice. Of course I'm not gonna be like, oh my God, don't listen to your coach, fire your coach. Absolutely not. But I will be honest about what a compound is, what it does, what are the side effects, because you need to know that. And a lot of girls, they don't understand, and it's sad because a lot of women get taken advantage of in this sport, and they completely change or regret it, and it's the saddest thing ever. I saw a Reddit thread pop up the other day, and this girl was talking about how she's changed and she wants to know how she can reverse it. Can anyone help her? That's devastating. That makes me so sad. It's a coach isn't a babysitter, no, but they should educate you and they should make you aware. But you also have to take accountability as an athlete and do your own research. That's very important. You cannot just take something or do something because your coach tells you to. And so I'm not telling you to go against your coach. Please listen to your coach. But you have to take accountability as an athlete and do research at the end of the day, okay? Because you chose to do those things. You chose to take that supplementation. You chose to do that. And so you have to take accountability for your actions. You have to know what you're taking. You need to know what it does. You need to know the long-term effects, the side effects. You need to know the benefits. You need the risks. You need to know everything about it. You cannot just take it because it is the trend. I see everyone taking Retta now. That's not a trend. In my opinion, in my professional medical opinion, you should not be taking Retta all year long term. That is just not good, okay? And I can go on for days about that, but that's not what this video is about. Another thing that is so important to me is flexible dieting, relationships with food, macros versus meal plan. We can talk into that because I could talk about that for days. So one thing that's important to me, flexible dieting. And so I don't mean eating whatever you want, fitting a bunch of crap into your macros. That's not what I mean. Swapping for BS. Please don't do that. I mean a diet that is flexible and that has variety. For example, different protein options like a red meat, a chicken, a Greek yogurt, egg whites, protein powder, just different things, not just the same thing every day. You cannot just eat chicken and rice all day, every day. I mean, you can if you want to. Some people do. I do like chicken and rice. I was in a phase where I had to eat it all day and it did clock my digestion. So don't do that. But you have got to have a flexible diet with different macro and micronutrients because they freaking matter. What you put into your body fuels you, and it's really important, and different foods have different benefits and antioxidants and all the things. So I see people, they're like, oh, like my coach doesn't let me eat fruit. Well, that's dumb, because fruit has a lot of antioxidants and benefits, and it's very good for you. It's a phenomenal carb source. It's a very clean carb source. Who cares if it's sugar? It's not like you're just pouring cane sugar down the hatch. Make sure your diet has a variety of foods, different fruits, different vegetables, colorful plates. Like, make sure you're not just eating chicken or fish all day. It's okay to have fat-free Greek yogurt and egg whites and chicken and all the things, because your gut is the root of everything, right? And so you can really mess up your gut if you're just eating chicken all day, every day, and not eating anything else. Then you have something else, and boom, your stomach's gonna be inflamed. All these gut bacteria are nothing to play with. You do not want to do a gut protocol if you can avoid it. Avoid doing a gut protocol. You need to, because it takes a lot of time away from building quality muscle, and it's just like something that you don't want to have to do unless you really have to. So yeah, another thing is like off meals. I definitely think in prep, like, no, unless like they're scheduled, your coach tells you to. People aren't gonna like this, and I don't want to say balance, because that's not what bodybuilding is about, but we are human beings at the end of the day. We are people. We are not just bodybuilding robots. I don't care. Someone can say that I'm not locked in and I'm not dedicated because I'm not a robot. I'm sorry. I'm very dedicated to my protocol and my regimen, but when I'm in the off season or I'm taking multiple years off to grow, I can take my free meal weekly to go to dinner with my mom, to go on a date with my boyfriend, to go out with my friends, other things. Like, you can eat a free meal. I definitely think it's very important to be incorporating free meals. Honestly, it doesn't make you a better bodybuilder not to take free meals. Like, it's not gonna like take you any further, because like I said, at the end of the day, we are people, we are human beings, and there's nothing wrong with having a meal off. It's really good for your mental health. Honestly, it gives your metabolism a little boost, and it gives your body a break, and you have to see food as fuel. It is not a bad thing. Of course, there are foods that are worse and better than others, but I don't really look at food as bad. As someone who used to have an intense eating disorder, I'm very careful when it comes to the food thing, and I don't put labels on things, and I don't say, I'm not eating that because it's bad, and I can't have that, and I can't do that. That's not what I'm doing at all. Because after bodybuilding is over, I don't want to have an eating disorder. I want to be able to make conscious decisions. Some people can track forever, but that's not optimal. Like, one day when I retire from bodybuilding, I want to be able to make a healthy plate and intuitively do that. And so you have to be able to understand food, and you have to be able to realize that food is fuel, and at the end of the day, our body needs food. A cookie can have the same calories and sugar as like even something on your plan. Like, say that you ate like some cream of rice with honey and dark chocolate, and you added some cereal and all this, you eat that and say it's the same calories as like a cookie. Your body's not gonna be like, oh my God, girl, you're eating a cookie. Please stop. Like, you're not gonna reach your goals. If you wanna be a pro, don't eat the cookie. I see that all the time. I've eaten numerous cookies, and I am an Ifbb pro. No, I'm not eating cookies every day, but when it's Raven's free meal, yes, I am having a cookie if I want to, because I can, and that is okay. Yeah, don't let anyone make you feel bad for taking off meals. Don't let anyone tell you you're not locked in because you want to have a free meal. That's just not how it works. We are not disordered girlies, okay? We are bodybuilders. We enjoy food. We train hard. We enjoy life. You can do it all. You can be a successful bodybuilder and still take your one off meal to have fun with your friends on the weekends. No, that doesn't mean binge drinking, but that means being able to go out in public with people and enjoy a meal off and not stress about calories, what it's gonna do, and how it's gonna affect you. I think when I first started bodybuilding, I felt like a horrible bodybuilder for taking off meals. I felt like a terrible person. But that's not how it works, and it is okay to enjoy a meal off sometimes. I just wanted to say that and emphasize that, because there's a lot of toxic crap on the internet these days about locked in, and I get tired of hearing that. Like, that's just like not how it works. Another thing I want to talk about is body composition and staying lean. Please don't chase leanness, lines, and being shredded. There's a time and a place to be lean and shredded, and it is not you cannot be lean and shredded all the time. That's not how it works, right? That's not what it's about. And it's not optimal and it's not healthy. And like I keep saying, and like I will continue to say, you have to be healthy and optimal to grow, to even get lean. If you're not in a healthy position, you're not gonna get shredded. Your body's gonna like stall and shut down and not respond on you. Being lean is a lot on your body, and it's like against our homeostasis, right? You're pushing your body to a point that's like humanly impossible, and so your body's fighting you every step of the way. Like being lean is not comfortable. As shredded as I was, that was very uncomfortable. I was in a lot of pain physically. Yes, I looked good, but dude, it hurt to sit down. I was tired. I had no energy. I was skinny legend, okay? I was a lean bean. I shredded to the bone. I didn't have no fat on my body, I don't think. That was the goal, to get conditioned for the show, right? The show ended, lines fade, the scale went up. It's supposed to. Post-show, you're not supposed to stay shredded. You're not supposed to stay lean. Yes, you have to put on weight strategically and slowly and not blow up and not crash your insulin sensitivity and not gain weight really fast. You want to respect and honor your body, but that doesn't mean that you're just staying shredded. These coaches that tell athletes that they need to stay within a few pounds and stay shredded, I don't believe in that at all. No wonder you don't have a menstrual cycle. No wonder your gut is trash, and no wonder your hormones are all over the place, because you are chasing leanness. Who cares if you have more followers or more reach when you're leaner? Who cares if you look better and you have more lines when you're leaner? Of course you do, but that's not the point, okay? Bodybuilding is about bodybuilding and putting on muscle and putting on tissue. That is what it's about. It's not about being lean all year. It's not a leanness competition. And so I see a lot of girls chasing lean, or I want to put on lean muscle. Like, yes, you do, but you cannot chase leanness so hard to the point where you're neglecting your health. I am up 17 pounds from stage. It is what it is. I have to put on. I was so shredded and so lean. I could not stay that way. That was not healthy. For me, it's important that I have my menstrual cycle, that I keep it at all times, even in prep. I kept my menstrual cycle peeled to the bone. Why? Because I have always put my health at the forefront. I don't let anyone make me do anything that I don't want to do. My health is important to me, and that is why I've kept my menstrual cycle, because I don't play about my hormonal health, because I want to be a mom one day. I want to have a family. I don't want to go into menopause early. I don't want to have brittle bones. I don't want to have vitamin deficiencies. That's just me. I want to have a healthy body, and I want to live a long life. Like, I'm not just bodybuilding to be an Olympian. I'm doing bodybuilding because like being healthy and fit helps you live longer. And I want to be an old lady that can like jump around and do all the things. I had to put on weight, and I'm finally at a set point where I can like stay here and grow around the 133, 134 standpoint, and it feels good here. I had to see the scale go up. I had to see lines fade. I had to, because, you know, you have to put on body fat if you want to grow. Growing some muscle does take some body fat, okay? I'm sorry, but you're not going to keep tie-ins and keep abs and keep all your lines and put on muscle. Like you think you are, you're not. People are telling you that you can stay super shredded and put on muscle. You can grow in a prep. You absolutely can. But you are not going to grow as much as you would when you have some body fat on. You have some cushion for your joints so you can push more weight in the gym. That's how I see it. I have more cushion on my joints to push weight in the gym, to get stronger, to build that competitive muscle. You got to let go of being lean and chasing the scale. You've got to let go of it. You cannot let that dictate your worth. Cannot convince yourself that you are only confident because you're lean, or you only look good when you're lean. That's not true. And off-season body this, off-season body. I don't want to hear that. Your off-season body, girl, that's your body, and you better love your body, because that body is going to have carry a baby one day. That body is going to help you do your job, help you move around, help you get out of bed when you're older. Your body is your body, and you can't just love it when you're lean. You can't just have confidence when you're lean. You have to have confidence all the time. You're a freaking bodybuilder or a gym goer, and you put yourself first. You go to the gym, you eat healthy, you prove that you are disciplined and regimented. So that should give you confidence, not the look on the scale. I hate how the scale looks right now. And you know what? That's okay, because I am healthy. I am happy. I am in the most optimal place to grow right now. I feel like I'm on top of the world, healthy, and I may not be the leanest, but I'm the happiest, and that's what matters. Please don't let how you look dictate anything. Girls, we are not little men. We cannot have the same protocol as a man. Our bodies are fragile and sensitive, and unfortunately, men have some athletic joy in the mundane and when it's boring. And just because you're not in prep doesn't mean like you're not having fun and you're bored. Bodybuilding is about bodybuilding, right? Putting on muscle, building tissue. You should be spending most of your time putting on muscle. You shouldn't be in prep and getting shredded all the time. Like most of the time you should be putting on muscle and growing, because you can always get better. There's top bodybuilders and Olympians who are putting on muscle and getting better and taking the time off. Like they do that too. You have to do that. That's a part of the sport. And so you got to find joy in the journey. If you're only happy and confident and having fun when you're shredded and you're in prep, well, my friend, you're in this sport for the wrong reasons, because it's not just about the glamour and the shreds and the lines. It's about putting in work and proving to yourself that you have the discipline. It's about putting on muscle tissue to bring a competitive physique. We are building a physique, and most of our time should be spent building the physique, not getting lean. You do not have to prep every year. Like, I don't care what everyone else on social media is doing. You're not just supposed to prep every year. If you want to be competitive, if you want to be one of those girls that's in the first call out at nationals and getting a pro card and doesn't have to do so many shows year after year to get a pro card, then you need to be spending, or to be successful or to get that win, then you need to be spending a lot of your time in a phase where you're building muscle tissue. That's I kind of talked about a lot here. I don't want to make it too long, but those are just things that I wish I would have known when I started bodybuilding. Like, I didn't know how much time it actually took to, like, you know, build a competitive physique. You know, you see people who they get their pro card their first year, their first national show. Well, everyone can't do that, unfortunately. It took me 2 seasons. It takes some people 3, 4, some people 1. Everyone's different. And so it takes time, okay? Quality shit takes time. So take your time, put on the muscle, find joy in the mundane, understand that it's okay to have an off meal, train hard. You shouldn't be trying to change your training every week to what's popular. Like, it's okay to have different foods in your diet. It's okay to enjoy time with family. Like, it's okay to go on a vacation. It's okay to not want to take performance enhancers if you don't want to. It's okay to spend 2 years in a girl's face before you go on stage. You don't have to compete to stay relevant. That's just all the things that I wanted to say. And I hope that this video helps anyone. If it can help one person, that would make me happy. And so, yeah. If you ever need advice or a friend, please message me on Instagram. I do reply, or comment down below if you need anything, because bodybuilding is like the best thing that's ever happened to me. It's the best sport ever, and it has made me a better woman, a better athlete, better person, all the things. And so I want everyone to get out of it what I'm getting out of it. Like, even when I'm not shredded, I still love it. I'm still vibing and having a great time. I don't want this to be the reason someone hates life or they hate bodybuilding and they quit. And so there's ways to enjoy the process. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I had a great time talking to you guys. I'll have to do sit down chats more. Please follow me on Instagram and TikTok and subscribe for more videos. If you are interested in one-on-one online coaching, please fill out the link down below. Message me on Instagram. Would love to have you, or if you have a coach and you just need a bestie, I'd love to be besties. Shoot me a message.